All right. You know, I make videos when I can. 2 seconds ago, I was just kind of laughing at the fact that these people are really trying to create this fantasy, and they try to use the different tone of voices. And as a target individual, you are surrounded by people who have no shame to be embarrassed. I go into these people like I'm in the hallways, right, and I hear these people try to talk. You know, and they have these ways of trying to manipulate you to accepting. They use different tone of voices. And I've said I'm not trying to mimic them to make fun of them, but I'm trying to mimic them to make you understand how they try to sound. They do this perfect type of torture, and they sound like this. And to all my target individuals, I'm not saying that just to mimic them, but they literally sound like this. And this is how comical it sounds. Comical. They keep saying they are. Meaning that what we're doing to you, we're just analyzing, and based on the matches that we've seen you as a child, we've matched like this is what they try to. And listen, they want you to be like, listen, forget about what you've heard about the pedophilia type of tormenting, but we're just matching to you. Like, where are people who are not manipulating and not doing the pedophilia type of torture? You heard a lot of testimonies about the pedophilia type of torture, but it's you. And they've done so many things to try to make you accept this. As me as a target individual, every day, they do everything possible to make you subscribe to these things. Earlier, you know, I get my food delivered by me. I order things and get delivered. It's cheaper. I don't have to go to certain places that's cheaper, and they get this stuff get delivered to me. Now, do I not think that perhaps they might be doing things to my food? Perhaps yes, right? I don't know that to be true or not. This is not things I know that's true or not, because if something was, let's just say, poison, I won't know, because I know they can torture me and do things to me remotely. So does it need to be poison? I don't think so. And but I would be stupid to think that they don't do that, because they sometimes say they do, right? So, for example, I got some bunch of juices from them from this delivery place, right? Instacart, to be honest. And before I even order, they're like, "Oh, these are juices, right? Our juice, meaning that you're gonna be delivered our juice. At least that's what I get from it." And I end up ordering it for juices, of all sorts. And I get a few of the juice that I selected. The other didn't get, they weren't enough, right? And so there's a mixture of what they do. Sometimes what they do is to get you to be uncertain and force you to think in certain ways. They can start making you think in certain way, but I don't really take those thoughts as like serious, like it's whatever it is, it's true or not. And so there was a point where, like, after saying that, I get the juice, but let's just say I wanted to have pomegranate, two of pomegranate and one of cherry. I got the opposite. I got two cherries and one pomegranate. And my brain sees that, and they start pushing. It's like, oh, maybe what they did is that they had like, they created this thing, and I know, I'm like, yeah, this is them like trying to make me think this way, and this like, I don't take it serious. Like, okay, whatever. I drank all of it, right? Now, do I think that they could be poisoning it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know this to be true, right? But my thoughts went this way. And it's not a thought that's too crazy, because these people who deliver sometimes look at me and wink at me or do something, like they're like, oh, yeah, they make sure that I know that these people are involved in my targeting. So I know that the people delivering the drinks and food to me are people who are involved in this. So to think that perhaps they've messed with my food, done things to my food, is not too crazy. Now, is that true or not? I don't know that to be true. I don't know, and I don't care too much, because I know they can do too much. They can do so much to me remotely. But they use these moments to gaslight you, right? Because you know already the certain things they do to you is the way you think. And they have made these ways of thinking consistently happening. You consistently experience these disturbing thoughts. You constantly experience these disturbing stimulations. There's no way to cover that up. That's what they do. Your thoughts are manipulated in these pedophile ways. You know they do this pedophile type of tormenting. That is something that since 2020 I've been talking about, even before that. And so this is the one thing that you're certain of. Now, are they drugging you? Are they poisoning you? This is something that you are not sure of, but you know that your body is responding a certain way. You are not healthier. Your things are happening to you. This is the things that you're certain of, just like you're certain of your brain. Now, you, as a target individual, if somebody comes in the hallway, say, our juices, and you then get delivered juice, you're going to think maybe those juice were, something has happened to this juice. It's only natural to think that way, but I know that this is not really what's happening, because I get juices that in my glasses and everything. So I really don't think it's true, but they make me think this way, to force me to think this way. And then they try to gaslight you when you know, they force you to think, because I drink all this juice regardless. Now, when it comes to plastic and things where they can perhaps stick sarin in it, then I'm okay, that's probably. But I get things that that is hard for them to mess with. They still try to create a thought, but I'm yeah, I don't believe it's true. And then they try to gaslight you. It's oh, but you thought this was it's you guys forced me to have these thoughts, right, in the first place. Now, the reason why you forced me to have these thoughts is, as target individual, I said, they try to make you blame them for things, so they can be oh, you see, you thought it was us. Because what they try to do is to make you accept these peripheral things as if it's you. I said, no, there is. And they use this tone of voices. I'm not even exaggerating it. There is. No, it's you. But it's this is the same gimmick they do. They do the peripheral type of torture. And they're oh, a black girl. I've made videos about black girls, right? And how they thought that they try to make me think that this is me when I was a child. And when you should subscribe, this nonsensical spectrum-like thoughts that they want me to accept. They do whatever is possible for you to be gaslighted to the point where you subscribe to these things. You know it's not true. It's nonsensical. It's childlike thinking. That's why they're in the hallways right now, sneezing, making noise campaigns in order for you to be preoccupied, focus on that instead of focusing on how obvious is manipulation. They do this pedophilia type of tormenting, which includes disturbingness of all sorts. They want you to subscribe to it. It's so nonsensical. But to see these grown people to try to look at you, they don't have the level of they have shame, but the shamelessness is done remotely. And you look at these people, it's you have no shame. Do you think that this obvious manipulation is going to make me subscribe to these things now? Target individual, these people have sold their soul to pedophiles and now are here with no shame because they have tried to make you subscribe to these things. And you hear these people from your neighbors and everything else say, no, believe us, they are. Because you see that the juice, first of all, I know this, even these thoughts, even when it was happening, I was okay, you're just pushing me to go there. Whatever, I'm going to drink them. And I ended up drinking all of them, no problem. Because I was okay, likelihood now. If maybe if it was the plastic bottles, then you'd be that's why I stopped buying juices that have plastic, because that thoughts will even go there further. But when it's glasses, it just becomes too far-fetched to be accepted this way. Okay, yes, you can make me think this way, but it's not that. It's not, most likely not true. If you did that, okay, that'll be. But they can make you think this way because they want to gaslight you. But this is not what you do to me. If you went to that extent, I don't believe it. But what I know for sure, that I don't have to even believe or not, is what you're doing as a fact is to manipulate me to think in these disturbing ways. These people, and they use this tone of voices. I choose. They try to use these serene voices, these sensible voices. And you see them they don't even want to be seen. Because they know I'm going to take a picture of them. I'm going to film them and these people are trying to make you subscribe. These people who've been doing peripheral type of torture for some reason and want me to subscribe to these things. When I hear things like that, right? In 2 seconds, and even that, they hate listening to that. I can go on and on about things they do to me, but like,
Torture report disclosed the disgusting revelations that in the secret torture prisons, the targets were forced to perform homosexual acts on each other against their own religion in order not to be beaten or killed. This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and of human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. Vice versa is true.
right? Like,
People, I don't even know. And somebody tried to take over my mind, but he thought of it. Like this disgusting thing.
Of survival. I also experience what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted dreams. And
you know what they say to counter it? They say, oh, they believe it because we're going to frame you and the people you're going to. I know that whoever I'm going to be around, I'm going to try to make me subscribe to this. These people are delusional. And they're like, oh, they believe, I'm going to watch you get raped. So that's true. So what? I'd rather get raped than do what you do. You work for pedophiles and you try to make people accept this pedophilia type of torture using this in humiliating ways and tactics that's humiliating to you. And just to make yourself sound like, oh, I choose. You are, we just analyze it. I've been validated beyond nth degree. And I know myself. Of course I know this is falsified. Do you understand how they do everything possible, but they don't want to be seen? There is no way to accept these things when you know yourself, and then on top of that, you are validated by others who say we are forced to think these ways, we are forced to think these pedophilia ways. I know my thoughts are for them to manipulate. They want to find ways to gaslight you. Tomorrow there'll be something, and they're like, "Oh, you thought it was us." And like they force you. It's non-stop. And you hear these people who find confidence in the obviousness of the manipulations and the obviousness of the way you're going to be tortured. They don't know nothing is going to happen to them, but they know the person they targeted did not subscribe to the obvious manipulation, but they don't even know what's going to happen to them. They don't have no idea. They just sold the soul to pedophiles. They did this pedophilia type of things. The guy didn't even subscribe to it. The guy didn't even subscribe to it. And that's it. And they're like, earlier, there's somebody who said this, and that's when I know these people are like childlike minded. It's like, frame me. Oh, no, starve me. Oh, I'm going to watch you being raped. And it's like, do that to me. It's like, no, I don't care about that. These people live off these things. I don't want to see you suffer. I don't care about that. What a weak low-lifeness that I will never want to live like. You sold your soul to pedophiles. You know these things going to come back to you. You're just trying to find ways to cover up the obviousness of your manipulations. They have done everything to gaslight me. They call, oh, you're the pedo. Oh, please, you are the pedophiles that have tried to turn me into a pedo and using these nonsensical ways of manipulating people, but you don't want to be seen. You are trash. Those trashing me. Now I know who put me in this program. So to all those target individuals, there's going to be consistent manipulations and gaslighting to get you to accept these things. That's why I make these videos. They don't want to be seen because they know I'm going to see them for what they are. I want to see them because I can take a picture and show the target individual. I'll blur their faces. But I just want to see, like, these people, I'm trying to tell you who you are. These people who do the perfect type of torture. These people who don't, you couldn't even believe them when they are trash. That want you to be the trash. That want you to be the pedophiles when they're the pedophile. That are trashing you and working for pedophiles and want you to be the pedo. I keep saying that like it's just, and they try to use the different tone of voices. They think the tone of voices, the way they sound, is what's gonna change things. I know you are. Oh, you're gonna be raped. Okay. Oh, no. It's you. They are. You know, they are. We matched it. We matched it to you when you were a kid. They speak like that and have no shame. Sorry. They speak like that with no shame, but be seen, I don't know if they truly have shame or not. So to all my target individual, they will continuously do these things. And they talk about you as a kid and talk about, when you look at them, it's like, first of all, I know you torture children. Second of all, you force people to think in these disturbing ways. And they try to bring up what you did as a kid. I'm like, oh, listen, I'm a grown man in my 30s. You want me to think about me in 8th grade when I know what you guys do to kids? I know they torture kids sexually. And I can bring it up right now. I know this woman who says that they do the perfect type of torture is teaching kids and sees these kids being tortured sexually by these people. And they try to sound like, oh, no, it won't be. You sold your soul to pedophiles. You are here forcing me to experience these pedophile thoughts. You will have me to try to gaslight me using the most basic, idiotic thoughts that you yourself manipulate to me to think. And have no shame. To try to be like, oh no, it's you, black girl. Stop it. Autistic kids, that's a kid they torture. Down syndrome kids, that's a kid they torture. You know, like 4-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 6-month-old. Torturing sexually. They have no shame. They are clowns. They are pedophiles. And target individual, they are doing the pedophilia things to you that you're experiencing. If they ever bring up something as you as a kid, look at, like, understand this. This is the reason why they don't want to be seen. They are trash, human trash. Some of them have kids. Some of them are parents. Trying to make you accept these things. So be lucky that you didn't have to live this life. Be lucky. Imagine yourself trying to sound sensible, sound logical when you're not. Oh, they are. That's how they sound. I'm not trying to mimic. I'm not trying to make fun of them, make them to make fun. I'm trying to sound like them when they talk to you, and you realize they're literally trying to work on how they sound, to sound sincere. Clowns. So stay strong and know that justice will be done.